think I got the sound working on this one. All right, I'm gonna check our sound. Sound is the most important thing, Kevin. Without sound, no one can hear you.
It's true.
You know, there was an old movie, I don't know if you ever heard of it, but the catchline was, no one can hear you scream in space.
That wasn't the catchline.
In the movie poster it is.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
Whatever, you know what I mean. Don't be that way, Mr. Know-It-All. But that is especially true when you don't have a microphone. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. All right, we got it.
But when you do have a microphone and there's someone on the other end, can't people hear you scream in space?
Say it again.
If you do have a microphone and you're in space and you scream, people can hear you.
No, in space because there's no air.
Well, if you have a microphone though and you're in a suit.
Even a microphone was only picking up the
it's
audio waves that are being
inside your
carried by
suit.
the medium of the molecules of the air.
What? Radio works in vacuum?
Well, I guess it depends. I mean, I guess all the microphones that I don't know, I'm not an expert in microphones, but all the microphones that I've used are basically like they pick up the sound waves that are carried through the.
Yeah.
But if there's no air to carry the sound waves, then how would your microphone pick up anything?
The microphone is in the suit, then the radio transmits it through space.
Oh, so but they're not saying in the suit, they're saying like you're literally in space.
Well, you said that it'd be extra hard without a microphone, and that's true, but it would be possible to hear someone scream in space if they had a microphone.
If they had a microphone?
You want to do something like that?
No, I want to do this. I want you to take me over here. Well, that might happen. That could totally happen.
I'm taking you over, or are you taking yourself over?
Well, both, kind of. Here. No, not that way. Here, yeah. I gotta get this out, kick you in the face, take you over.
It seems unlikely.
These are the things that I think about when I'm home by myself. I don't know, I just sort of made that up.
It's great.
Come back, why not?
Oh, am I doing it?
Why not?
Are you doing it? Okay, I
Why
thought we were doing
Why
something
not?
like X. Is this
We will,
your-
but this is just the
your intro?
prelude of silliness until.
Alright.
No, do this one again. Here you go up. Ah, here we go. That's what I want. That's a better one. So if it comes, I was thinking here you come up, right? Go. And then. Do that cross-ashi. Because you guys always come up on me when I was playing with that.
Yeah.
You guys like to turn. Let's make it a little more realistic.
But how do you get a person to do that?
What do you mean? I don't make you do it. You have to
It's like,
yeah, so if you do that, you can just come in here.
right into my escape.
What's your escape?
Works every time.
The head. Really like this. Just right over into it. Oh, did you see the, this reminds me, okay? Look, you're making a face.
It's just my knee face.
Well, if you want to hear something even nastier,
No.
he's in.
Oh, I saw that guy.
Did you see the Junny
Yeah.
Ocasio?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was like, oh my god.
They said it was a hip lock though.
Oh yeah,
No
maybe.
way.
Dude, I was like, this
Yeah.
kid's knee is gonna like shatter into a million pieces.
Yeah.
But you gonna try it?
No.
Really hard, as fast as I can.
No thanks. Yeah, that was gross.
Was that? I mean, the kid. You know what? That guy. He like stuck it out for like 10 seconds or something. You know what that? I've had that. I was talking about that the other week with the first time I ever saw or ever experienced a bicep slicer.
Oh yeah.
Where I was like, this doesn't. What is this? I don't know what this is.
Well, that's why I say that like a submission is actually like a psychological thing, because if a person doesn't believe that it's going to do damage, then they're not going to tap. And a lot of the times, if a person has never seen something before, they don't tap. If they don't believe that it's a thing.
Yeah. Until it's too late.
Until it's too late.
Well, that's the thing of submissions that cause a lot of pain, primarily, or submissions that cause a lot of discomfort or a weird angle, versus submissions that will either put you to sleep or like break something. Really, right.
But like bicep slicers, a lot like those are pain usually, but if you do it hard enough, you can rupture someone's bicep.
Yes.
So it's like there's a little bit of leeway in there where you can kind of stick it out, but you know, if you let someone have it, they're gonna rupture you. But yeah, that hip lock thing, it's like, dude, like obviously something's going on. I don't like that.
That was totally gross,
So
but
you should
awesome at the same time.
respect things that you haven't even.
So you guys can see like what we're talking about.
So gross.
I don't know. What was the? Do you remember the event? It was
Submission underground?
It wasn't. I'm not sure if it was Submission Underground or not. Or 3CG. Oh, there was a brawl on 3CG too. Some on the undercard. So here, let's move this way. I'm gonna get this wrong, but I can show you what the general gist of this was. This wasn't the setup that this guy used, but he was here in this inside, right? And so instead of coming here on the ankle, on the heel, he just locked his legs and just started pushing the knee or the foot up.
Yeah.
So he just took his hand and just, I'm not going to do it to you, but just like pushed it up and sat up. And then you can see his hips are locked. He could rotate his hips out. And so instead of like messing around in here with the heel hook, it's just kind of like a gross action push. It was nasty. It caught the kid. I mean, it was slick. I hadn't seen that one before. But yeah.
I like that pushing on the ankle or the foot there, especially in that position, because at the very least it'll keep that leg bent, so it's harder for them to pull out. And like sometimes you do this where you go after the foot directly and just try and push it down.
You can do like a toe push or like a
toe press.
Like a toe press.
Yeah.
Again, that's one of those of a.
It's like
in really in the heat of competition, you're probably not going to get somebody to tap, but you will get them to react.
Yeah. Well, with the toe press, like if you can catch them unaware and you can extend their foot, you can probably finish it. Like if they relax to the point where they let this be broken down. And if someone's aware of it, like you're probably not going to have the strength with one arm to break that foot down.
It depends on who you're dealing with, right? I mean, if you're in an absolute and it's a guy's got 25, 30 pounds on you and he pushes on it. I had a guy once footlock me and it wasn't on, but it was on my toes and he was squeezing them so hard I thought he was going to break. And he probably had like 40 pounds on me. He was a big guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was just rolling, you know. I was like, I'll just tap to this because
it's gonna break.
I'm gonna be injured, you know. Like these are my little toes. I want to keep, control my piggies. But yeah, that's pretty nasty. It's gross. It's gross. Just sit back here and then just start pushing as much as you can. Even here.
Yeah.
This is pretty good. This won't let the knee out.
We'll lock a person.
Yeah, this is the Lachlan Giles, so he kind of teaches us.
Really?
Yeah, he teaches us to keep the knee from escaping the. But you see, I mean, if you watch Gary or Nikki, like they all do this too. It's not a secret.
Yeah.
But it is a nice control, when those legs are in there, so the person can't rotate or get that knee out. So if my knee, see my goal here, I don't know if you guys can see this, but my knee's here. inside of his knee line, right? So I want to bring this out. So if he doesn't do anything, and I can get my leg past, you can see I can rotate because my leg is straight. Even if he has a heel hook on, sometimes you can like have a straight leg, and then you can rotate out. If my knee comes up, or goes down rather, you know, now I'm gonna go out. But even here, look, if Kevin just pushes my foot, yes, just pulls it or push it up. You know, so if I'm here, go back for a sec. So if I'm here, sorry, look at my knee's out now. So if Kevin just pushes my foot up, push it up, yeah. So now, yeah, I can't get out, so you can pull it back in now. I'm not gonna get out, right? And now it's in perfect position because he's got heel exposure too. So you can do that in different. Let's try this one.
I also like if I have the availability, right? Or I don't have my hands free, instead of pushing down, I'll just try and get my ribs.
Oh,
in.
you can kind of wedge it with your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
Because if I'm here and with no control, then they
It's easy.
they get out.
Yeah.
But if I can get this, and it's like, great, I'm gonna
Yeah,
make
there's
sure.
no way.
Just like with a Kimura, where you're like, you want to pull down on the wrist to control the elbow, same thing, right? We push down here, that'll bring this up into play. All right, so this is really nice. Or something up in here.
Yeah.
You capture that knee.
Yeah, once that leg is bent, once my knee is bent, this becomes a very sharp angle. Oof. Ooh. Ooh. I got tight real quick.
I've been working on like really pulling
Yeah.
the toes up as high as I can and setting it tight so that there's no slack when I start to rotate.
I mean, if you guys are gonna do this, right? I mean, a big mistake is just like kind of just going right for the heel hook, right? I mean, this is pretty good because Kevin still has his legs, like my knee is still bent in this like almost 90-degree angle, right? But if we're here, let's say we go back for a second, right? If we're in this position or even here, like before you throw that leg over, you know, a lot of times people, they go for the heel hook first. They feel like, oh, I have the legs, I'm all all good here. This is actually pretty easy for me to get out of, or to avoid. I'm not gonna say easy, right? But so if Kevin just goes for heel hook here, right? If I can just keep my legs, look at his knees are pointed that way, it's really hard. Like he's gonna have to really fight, right? And yeah, so here, I mean, I'm controlling his hips, right? I'll hold here, right? So what you don't wanna do is you go here, and then you try to spin out. Look, he's already got now his knees are pointed up, my leg is bent at a better angle for him, and now he's got heel exposure, right? Yeah, you can just kind of do, ooh, that's nasty. So the people in my position, you know, when this gets thrown, even if he's here, like this, I want to like turn into him. I want to go to the direction of that kind of he's facing. Like the knees are this way, so I want to go that way. I want
This
to
is
hide
for the sake of hiding the heel.
Yeah, I want to hide but look at my knee too. Like, so look at my leg, it's more or less straight, right? I mean, in terms of
As opposed to it like being way off kilter here.
here, now it's like everything I try to do. So you have a lot of pressure back this way. Even if you don't use your hands, if you just bring your knees this way, look at my heel.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So, you know, when you get in here, if you're already in this position here, I mean, this is going to be bad for you. But you want to step in and here like this. Yeah, even if he's got his legs locked. Usually a lot of legs already have that over here. But if you want to go back for a second. So if you're here for Kevin, right, you kind of want to don't even worry about my foot right now, right? Start using your legs to turn my hips over. And now look, it gets a lot easier. Now look at my foot.
How do you feel about attacking the foot lock here first? Because that's
You can do it, right? Because you have your feet.
Yeah.
You have your legs in a nice position here, so that means you can really arch back without the gi. With the gi, and then people are going to hold your gi. But
With the gi, I can't heel hook you.
well, you can. You're just not allowed to in some venues. You can go on a straight foot lock here if you have, I think, this. Right? Even this is not bad. But if I'm here, if I'm able to sit back and then you go, right here. That's pretty tight. Yeah, you're being nice.
Because my usual
You know what? Here, watch. Go do that again. You got to be careful right here.
Yeah.
If we're no gi, there's like a little secret heel hook right here, and let's turn this way a little bit.
Yeah, it's gross. It's bad gross.
So you have to protect this leg, right? So if you have it, so the secret heel hook is kind of like you get that heel right here. You go 2 hands, and you just pull right up. So as Kevin goes back, if he goes onto this, and I get to this heel, I'm gonna win this.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to be careful. So then what happens is if you flare the leg, right? So now I can't get to it. It's dangerous that the person's gonna come up, and then they have a heel hook on you problems, right? So this is always, when the person's already like way back on it, like if you just kind of sit here and you're hand fighting like this, when he wins the hand fight, you're gonna be too late. So if we're here, go back to the beginning. Right, if we're here, you gotta, if he's gonna do straight foot lock, then you've gotta do it beforehand. But see this, so if you do this, then I can come up. You know, I can either, yes. Right? So, but even if I don't come up, it's hard to go back on my right? Because it's hard for you to push off. No, stay here. No, stay back here. No, I don't want that. Yes. I don't know what's happening here, but I don't like it. Oh, I know, this is my favorite right here. Yes, keep coming on top. Oh, the secret on the other side. So what you have to be careful is if you go on the front on the straight foot lock, they're going to start weaving, right? And you don't have legs anymore. Right? So you're going to have to connect your hands. No, you can try it. Oh, so you're going to bend. Right?
If this comes across here, I think that's my best option. Like I need to get weight onto that leg. If I turn, you're
just going to be deaf. So it's kind of a, it's one of those things where if you have the legs locked in and you're on if you're in this, you can go straight foot lock. You're probably better off though to just go for a heel hook.
Well, I like having something to go back immediately, especially when I'm sitting and having something to pull back into. And then I like your strategy of when they come up and react when we have that pass.
Or they can boo. If they boo, that's heel hook situation.
Then we can make that transition. But I think I like having that straight ankle lock be a primary attack. Just in case some people don't respond well to heel hooks. So going directly into a heel hook is might not be the best idea. Yeah, I mean it depends on what you get and what works for you.
I mean if you're already have that foot in my hip right here,
yeah.
I think this is not good.
I just tend to go to the side here. And I'm not that afraid of that, to be honest. I mean, it's just break something, it's fine.
I want to do your thing where you lock in and then you get underneath the, oh, you beat me to it though. Line. Oh. Play this game. Here, come on, bring it over this side.
I got up because you were nice.
But we wanted to, we were actually, I don't know, doing all this foolishness. Knee bars from single leg X.
Yeah, the one I wanted to start off with was the entry from half guard. Because, alright, well, let's just start first from you standing, and we'll show the primary movement. Right, so let's say we did our single leg X here. Oh my God, that's bad. Right, so from here to go to the knee bar, right, we need a mechanism of action to get our hips to turn around. Right, so that's our anchor is gonna be here. Right, I'm gonna pull this leg up and over and use this connection to rotate my hips and kind of guide my hips where they need to be. Right, I'm looking to get my hips right above the knee. Right, and I want to be able to press into it. Right, but to do that, I need this little underhook thing. Right, because that gives me my connection here to rotate myself around. Right, so, however, going from like this guillotine style, and we'll call it, to coming under here can be very difficult. Right, it's just like sometimes it can be hard to find the space, and it's like, you know, a whole step to get this here. Right, so it's not always what I tend to go to when we're in this standing position. However, right, if we're in our half guard here, right, where we're playing our frame game and I can get a nice gable grip here, right, and if I'm able to push them into single leg X pretty much, I end up with this nice, what do you want to call this? It's not an underhook. But
yeah, it's like a scoop grip.
A scoop grip, right? Which is going to be the same thing, but now I don't have to take the time to like get it in from here, right? Because it could be very annoying, right? But same basic movement, right? I want to be able to get this leg across, and then I'm going to use my knee connection on his hip to turn my hips up and over, and then I want to be able to bite onto his butt here so that I can drive my hips in here. So let's start from the beginning again.
And then can I just add one point here? Could you go ahead and do that scoop that you did right here?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so if you see, Kevin's not trying to like pull my whole body, or even it's like a pretty small movement, right? So when you go back, right? I mean, as he gets that scoop, this leg is here, so I can't like, you know, kind of close the space. So this is his frame right here. And then what he's doing is he's bringing he's scooping his hips underneath. So that's actually going to put my weight this way, right? So instead of like trying to like lift my leg all the way over, right? So that's what happens, right? People try to pull with their arms, and then that's kind of what happens. Or even if you just here, you just pull. Kevin's arms are not that strong. I mean, he's strong, but he's not that, well, maybe he could do it if he really wanted to. But
it's just easier this way.
But look, instead, look at what he does. He puts your foot on the ground, or boom, then he just scoops his hip in. Go back and do that again.
And what helps a lot is this knee pushing him away. So I push, and that in combination with just a little ice cream scoop hips gets us here. Right? And then just go like this out, and I can set up my knee bar. Ooh. How's this? Is it okay?
Yeah. And you also have the heel hook too, right there.
Yes.
Right? So,
I think.
Yeah.
Let me try.
Across it. So
Even
here.
with my legs like, or my arms
Yeah.
like this?
So look, you can bring your leg
yeah.
out. Oh, right there. Oh. Oh, easy. And my legs are I'm broken down to a hip. Right?
Oh, that was terrible.
Well, it's ugly, but you're actually in a straight out sheeter, not across.
Trying to roll to both expose the heel and to get my.
And you have toe holds and
I think
heel hooks
I think
and
the toe holds
knee
are
bars.
easier there.
Could be. So
Here, and then what was it? There was a weird grip.
and that will make me spin. Right? If you're here, I have to spin in order to defend. And then yes, you're on that. I mean, the other thing is that I really like about this is that if you do it against somebody who's bigger than you, stronger, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but because you're just focused on turning your hips in, scooting your hips, and you're just on this leg, it doesn't really matter. As long as you don't let the person grab your head, it's like your whole body, you know, against basically just this kind of quarter of my body. So you scoop, you turn. Yes. Whoa. Right there, my heel's already up. You should already be setting your heel, or setting the heel.
I'm trying to hide this. Oh, sorry. That needs practice.
like that little scoop. And you can do that too, even from this position. You can scoop yourself in. You can just get your hips in.
Here?
Yeah. Whoa, that's old school right there. That's the reap. That's the mega reap. Oh, easy. I know. I can't really roll her because you locked my legs, my hips.
I wait for our lives to be over.
I really like. You go back. Can you stand up for a second? I really like. So a big problem. I love single leg X. Is kind of like if I can get here, this is kind of my primary position. But what happens a lot is the person will either push your foot down and then backstep on you, right? So here and then you have that reverse knee on belly. So when I'm in here, from here, I'll try to push, let's say, or let them come up, right? So they'll almost always fight and come back up. So as they come back up, you switch, right? And then you can go right here, or you can just hold, right? Sometimes if you do this and you turn them, like they kind of no, yes. So you can go into all your
bird traps?
Yeah, whatever, bear traps, or you can just go right into
The guiles.
these knee bars and toe holds and what have you. But I like this from single leg X because when they push this down and backstep, right, and you backstep, you can still go into the knee bar, right? So here, or whatever,
So what you're doing is this, but upside down, and on the other side.
It's kind of the same idea.
Same
Yeah,
grip.
this scoop grip, I think is super, super good.
You're on this side here.
I don't know.
Because if you're standing
Yes, that's right. I just call this an outside scoop grip, and I'm calling that an inside scoop grip because it's outside the leg. Whereas this one is inside the leg, and this is where you were doing the people pleaser. Awesome. I love that. It's like one of the best names for a jiu-jitsu technique I've seen in a long time. So this is like from the leg drag, and this is from
knee cut.
knee cut, yeah, because you can cross, or you could, or like this type of position, like a stack, a traditional stack, right? Because you're gonna be able to go out to the outside. So all of these kind of scoops, I think, work pretty nicely. Because you can go from one to the other, right? Like, anyway.
I don't know how it happened.
So stand up. So you can, I agree, like getting to this, I've heard this called like a shotgun grip. It's kind of like
that.
You hold the shotgun. I guess I don't hold the shotgun that way. I don't think that's the right way to hold the shotgun, right? As you get your legs up, you can make them step, right? And then as they can either come back in, right? Yeah, this is hard. And you can let go, you can let go of yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And you can hook, you can do these reverse X's.
I usually flare my knee out to dig that elbow in to get this grip. But it's going to cost a step.
Here, right? Yes. And then you can come right back over, right? Here. I just like that you're able, the more that you rotate, it actually is not bad for me. So you gotta be careful. So yeah, if you just do, go back for a sec, if you just think you can just do this, they'll just push this off here. They'll just push this down. Wrist lock, right? So I kind of have to climb up here to make you, you're not gonna push my wrist off here, or if I lock it, you can turn it. You're gonna push off here, right? And then you can come over. And then you're in this position here. You just gotta come over. Oh, sorry. You come back. Give me your toes. That's just an E-bar.
E-bars would be so much easier if our knees were our fingers, right? This little ball in the middle.
Right? And then you can start pulling. This is the classic right here. can get your knee out. And I'm just gonna hold it with my forearm here.
Going deeper into this will help me. Somehow. Just gotta keep driving. Alright, that's fine. Thank you.
I like these. You know, you can do little drills here where you can get over, like your hips behind. Hold the heel. I don't know if I'm holding you up or lift that heel up. You alright?
Yeah, just hip flexibility.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to hear that. My problem with these, with the half guard, is always getting this knee in. Like once that knee comes up, you know, like now you're in good shape. So it's like that balance of when you're going for, how do you like to go from like here? Do you get head control first? What do you do from?
No, it kind of depends on where they are.
That's true.
If they're super far away, I'm probably going to end up trying something else.
Yeah.
Like if you're way far, I mean, I feel like I'm going to get the momentum to come up on this underhook.
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually when they're a little bit like set closer, and I'm like battling in this area.
So it's like maybe they're going for a cross
Yeah,
face,
like
they're pressuring,
They're like
weight
definitely
forward.
coming in, and then I can start building frames. And,
That's really nice.
And scooping in. But
It's
then,
simple, but it's nice.
and if they like bail out, right, then like if you kind of back away here, this is my opportunity to go up into this panda guard stuff, right? But if you're still like coming into me, this knee frame's really nice, and there hasn't been a person yet that I can't do this to.
Yeah, this is super powerful.
It's connected.
It's right on the head.
Yeah, it's like, and for me, it's like such a strong part of my body.
Yeah, I do the same thing with all the single leg X. When people try to pressure down on me from single leg X, it's just like
now.
I'm just gonna hang. You can, at the very least, you're just gonna hang out in there.
Yeah. Like,
So I like that a lot. I like
You're
the
gonna have
person's
to get-
here. You're starting off with the frame, right, and then you're gonna.
if I can dig in here.
Oh, and you can pull that foot too. That's a good one too.
And I like this entry into Kelvin's.
Oh,
Like this here.
that's pretty
That's
nice.
a favorite.
Hear me that one a couple times.
Hit that on your readings. Don't come kill me. So dropping in here, I have to use this. Such control.
Let me go look at the person here.
You know what I haven't figured out though? Like what to do. So a lot of the times I'll get here, right? Boom, it's great. I come up, and then here,
Yeah.
and then they like sit.
They sit?
Yeah, they sit.
Like they sit all the way
Yeah,
down.
and then I like run into my legs here, and I can't get a good enough grip to finish the knee bar because my own knees are in the way. And it's just the most awkward thing because my feet get caught underneath me here.
Can you pull it up and do like a lap knee bar?
Perhaps.
Yes. And then you can roll. You can just sit on it, right? You can just roll on it. So if you go put this underneath your lap
It's such a big
here,
movement.
and now can you, like, so if you go back, yeah, that's where it's going to be over. Plus you have my leg trapped here.
I wonder, can I get this before I start? putting
Probably,
pressure?
yeah.
Let me see
I
that.
mean, you just have to swim that underneath.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, push away. Oh, no way, that's not happening.
You can't swim under it?
Or I
Yeah.
come
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
mid-transition,
And then just fall back onto your left hip there.
on my left hip.
This hip. You can go right there.
Like this.
Well, maybe not. Well, then you're in the. Oh.
Yeah, I don't like that lat bar.
You don't?
Like, if I can get that arm in, great. It's just so hard to get that arm like woven all the way in. It's crazy. Every once in a while I can get it. But
You're saying they sit, and you can't finish from here? How about a
usually,
toe hold? Can you
Toe
go
hold?
right to toe hold?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I get
Come
people
on. Yes.
or like start trying to push in here. And start. Or this lace. It's just super awkward though.
Just don't go for that.
But I like it. I feel fancy. It's such a good feeling to get your hips to like swivel around
Yes.
like that. Wow.
I don't know. That's not in competition. A lot of people are not going to
Yeah.
tap to that.
They don't.
You know,
But it is a good way to kind of get them down.
because they think, yeah, it's pretty tough. My arm's stuck in here. I can't even tap anymore. Tap. Ooh.
You think?
Yeah. That's because the leg was kind of straight, so it didn't feel like you don't get that same tension. You don't get that, when your leg is like this and there's not a lot of give, not a lot of play in your leg.
I tried to hit into it.
Yeah.
Kind of worked. I'll have to keep playing with it though.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I like single leg X a lot.
As Bonesaw says, all roads lead to single leg X.
I mean, let me see, go back to here. Where
Just like
the same way that we were. Like this, yeah, right here. It just means you gotta really control this hip from my perspective.
yeah.
Like I can't let your leg really rotate over. Once this leg comes over, it's really
Yeah.
hard. Like I have to get in like this and prevent you from passing this foot over, or this from here.
Yeah. But at least that occupies you with something.
Well, I don't have anything offense here yet.
So
That's just my life. Like
yeah.
I'll take the sweep. You're gonna get swept.
Yeah. You messed up. You done messed up, eh, Ron?
Can't even feel.
Wait, what am I doing?
Just whatever. It's here. Like if you don't want to get heel hooked here, you can't let this come over. This is, here. You might be able to get it from somewhere else, but. Yeah. Get off of. Oh, I'm on the toes here. Whee.
Got pass.
All right, single leg X, half guard. Thank you, sir. Get that scoop grip.
Yeah.
That's
It's
good
fun.
stuff.
Fun to play with. And if
All
you're
right, guys.
rolling, you should start there and see what you can get. Positional sparring. We do that.
I don't believe in positional sparring. I believe in
Sparring.
sparring as hard as possible. All right, guys.
Start in the best position.
Thank you so much.